What's up guys, my name is Brandon and wow, we have some massive leaks to talk about today coming straight from Apple for the brand new iPhone XS, the XS Plus, as well as the brand new Apple Watch Series 4. So if you guys are following me on Twitter or if you're a member of the channel, which both of those links will be down in the description below, you will know that Apple sent out the press invites for their September iPhone event today. And of course, just as rumored and just as I talked about in my video from earlier this week, that event will be taking place on September 12th. And along with the press invites, the link to the actual Apple live stream went live as well. And well, while getting it configured up and running through test footage, Apple themselves actually flashed a promo image of two iPhones. I don't even know how this happened. Somebody from Apple was already fired at this point. They're not going to get fired. They are already fired because I don't see any reason Apple would want these images to be out there 2 weeks before the actual product gets announced. So anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the details. So let's start with the iPhone XS, and 95Mac is confirming that the official name is the iPhone XS as was rumored and as we talked about in the video earlier this week. Now we still don't have confirmation if it's going to be called the XS Plus for the bigger model, the 6.5 inch, but I'm thinking it's going to be the XS Plus. So Apple did eventually pick the naming scheme for this year's iPhones. They did have a lot of trouble and they were going through a lot of different names apparently. So they did decide on the iPhone XS. And I actually like that naming scheme, and I actually like that they didn't go to the 11 or something like that, because you would expect a big design change from, the next generation iPhone, the iPhone 11 or something like that. I really like that they're going back to the S naming scheme, especially since there's not going to be any real physical changes on the iPhone XS. And of course the iPhone XS, the XS, there's going to be a lot of jokes about the XS being an XS purchase, of being an excessively big display that's 6.5 inch. So there's going to be a lot of jokes and memes, of course, on the day of the announcement, but those will eventually die off and it won't be funny after a while. But anyways, looking at the leaked image of the actual iPhone XS and XS Plus, you can see that not much has changed, of course, physically, but the first thing that you will notice from looking at this image is that the gold colorway is making its return. I absolutely love the gold color. I wish it was there for the iPhone X. I would have got that, but it's going to be there for the XS. And this is also a great way for the XS to stand out when sitting next to an iPhone X, because nothing else will even be noticeable to your average consumer physically. So you can see you also have the volume buttons and the mute switch there, which pretty much look the exact same, so there's really nothing to talk about, but there are new wallpapers. If you look at the actual screen, you'll see that there are new wallpapers as always with the new iPhones, and they look awesome as expected. Just the way that these phones are laid down and just the way they're aligned makes the wallpaper just look epic. It almost looks like an illusion. It looks really, really awesome. And it does really show off that OLED screen as well. So that's pretty much all we have to go on right now for the iPhone XS and the XS Plus. Unfortunately, we did not get any look at the iPhone 9, so I don't know if it's not going to be announced at this event. I think it's going to still. I'm pretty sure it is, but we just didn't get any kind of press images or anything like that, at least not that anybody caught on this accidental stream. So yeah, let me know what you think about these incredible leaks of the new iPhone XS and XS Plus. Let me know what you think down in a comment below. And now let's talk about the other product that was just leaked by Apple, the Apple Watch Series 4. So before we look at that image from Apple, let's backtrack a little bit and look at the previous rumors from earlier in the week. So just last week, Apple filed with the EEC, which is the Eurasian Economic Commission, and since those documents are on public domain, we now know that Apple is, of course, planning to launch the Apple Watch Series 4 at this September event. And we did know that, of course, before today's big leak from Apple. So of course, the biggest change coming to the Apple Watch Series 4 is going to be the design, the overall look of the actual watch. And of course, when we say the design, we're mainly talking about the Apple Watch face. There's going to be very minimal bezels on the Apple Watch Series 4, and we're going to have a pretty much edge-to-edge display on a watch, which is going to look incredible. However, the overall size of the actual watch itself is going to be the same as the Series 3, which is great because that means that your existing bands will also work with the new Apple Watch. So anyways, the screen on the Apple Watch Series 4 is going to be about 15% larger than the Series 3, and that was pretty much confirmed by Apple even before today in the iOS 12 share sheet. The Series 4 will also have more battery capacity and improved heart tracking capabilities. And speaking of battery life on the Series 3 was just incredible. I got amazing battery life with my Series 3. It would consistently give me 2 days of battery life, so I can't really see how it can get much better. So it's going to be awesome to see what the battery, how many days, maybe 3 or 4 days we can get with the Apple Watch Series 4. That will be epic. And then there are also rumors that Apple's going to be switching from spring-loaded buttons, the side and the digital crown buttons, to solid-state haptic buttons. So just like what you see on the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 8 on the home button. And this could actually very well end up being the biggest change and the most notable change to the Apple Watch Series 4. I know that this was a massive change when it came to the iPhone 7, so I'm expecting the same here with the Apple Watch Series 4. And I'm guessing that the main reason for doing this is not only to reduce the amount of things that can break on the device, but also for water resistance. I think this is going to be great for water resistance as well. All right, so now that we got all that out of the way, I actually wanted to make a separate video on that before this video, so that's why I wanted to at least talk about that and not put all that, reporting and all that research to waste. But anyways, here is the leaked image from Apple themselves of the Apple Watch Series 4. So you can see here that the press image, of course, courtesy of 95Mac again, looks pretty dang similar to what I just described from the previous leaks. So let's take the image apart and talk about what's going on here. So the first thing you'll notice from this image is just just how much sleeker the overall look of the actual Apple Watch is. It looks thinner, the display is definitely bigger, it's probably 15% like the rumor suggested. The bezels are small, it's pretty much an edge-to-edge display on the watch, and it's basically a whole new look and feel, and is definitely going to be the biggest physical change since the first Apple Watch. Unfortunately, we're most likely not going to be getting a circular watch like some people thought when the invites went out today. I personally wouldn't rock a circular image Apple Watch, but I guess some people do like that. But anyways, let's take a look at the actual watch face itself, and it looks like we're going to be able to see a lot more information than ever before. So you can see in the top left is a timer, the top right is the temperature, the bottom left is the UVI, and the bottom right looks like a visual for when the sun rises and when it sets. And then inside of that, we can see a calendar event or a reminder about a meeting. We also have the time, the date, and also 3 other buttons in the middle, or actually 2 buttons and then the Earth image down there in the middle. So yeah, this looks like a crazy useful watch face that may be the new default with the Series 4. And of course, if that is too much going on for your personal taste, there will be others to choose from as well. I'm sure we'll get all the ones that we had in the Series 3 as well as options to revert to. And of course, the Series 4 is also expected to be a little bit quicker than the Series 3 as well. I'm hoping that it's going to be a quad-core processor instead of a dual-core on the Series 4. And with all this information on the watch face, I'm definitely expecting it to be a good bit quicker than the Series 3. I also hope it's quicker because the boot up times on the Apple Watch Series 3 are just so slow. So I would really like to see an improvement there on the Series 4. And if you look at the crown of the watch, it looks like it'll have a red accent instead of a big red dot like on the Series 3, which is a great move in my opinion. And below that is a cutout hole, which we're thinking is for the microphone. It could be an additional microphone output for improved voice quality when taking calls on the Apple Watch. And below that, of course, is the all new side button. This is most likely going to be the solid state button we just talked about, and it will have taptic feedback similar to what we have on the home buttons of the iPhone 7 and 8. And the Series 4 will also come with the new watchOS 5 install. This software includes improved health tracking options, an all new walkie-talkie feature, the podcast application, and a lot more. Now, one big feature I'm hoping we do see, but we haven't really had any indication of this coming, is an always-on display on the Apple Watch Series 4, similar to what we see on Android. I think this would be an awesome option for the Apple Watch. Now, as for the pricing of the Apple Watch Series 4, I'm expecting it to be about the same as it was for the Series 3. So the cheapest model will probably start around $329 to $399, somewhere around there. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for these massive leaks from Apple themselves about the brand new iPhone XS, the XS Plus, and also the Apple Watch Series 4. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also leave a comment down below. Definitely leave a comment down below with what you think about this and which one you'll be picking up, or which ones you'll be picking up this September. And of course, make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss any other upcoming leaks. We could get leaks about the iPhone 9, more leaks about these devices. We really don't know. So make sure you are subscribed with that bell click so you stay informed of all Apple news. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.